Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning, and I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. And today we taste the Mc Dowells No.1 Reserve whiskey. Why do I have this not well-known whiskey here on my cask? Well, it's the most often sold whiskey in the world. You haven't imagined that. If you watched my video about international whiskey, I told about the most selling brands, the Millionaires Club in the world, and among the 10 best-selling whiskey brands, there are 8 whiskies from India, and the Mc Dowells No.1 is on position number 1. On position number 2, there is Johnnie Walker Red and Black Label. And on the 7th or 8th place there is Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. But those are the only foreign whiskies in this list. Mc Dowells is owned by United Spirits Limited. This is a subsidiary of United Brewery Group. And, Diageo, the owner of the Johnnie Walker brand and the biggest spirits producer in the world, they try to get a majority stake in United Spirits so that they own also more than half of this brand. The number of bottles sold is 19.5 million cases, and a case means 12 bottles with a 3/4 of a liter, 0.75 liters each. That means 9-liter cases. This is an international measurement for cases. And if you calculate this amount, this volume of whiskey on a European-sized bottle with 0.7 liters, then it's 250 million bottles sold a year. That means a fifth, or 1 bottle on 5 Indians. This is quite a lot, and there are several other important brands in India, so they're drinking this whiskey like hell. And why did Mc Dowells No.1 gain this premium, this pole position? Because they place their advertisements on Bollywood. Bollywood is very popular in India, and in cricket teams. And by this advertisement in cricket, they were also able to sell the whiskey to other countries in the world, like South Africa, Canada, the Far East, Japan, the Middle East, and the United Arab Emirates. So this whiskey begins to go global, or went already global. And now to the word whiskey. From our European or North American point of view, this is no whiskey because it's produced from molasses. This is a residue from the sugar production, contains starch, and this molasses is fermented and then distilled to a spirit. And this spirit, let's call it rum, is then mixed with malt whiskies from Scotland and India. And this brings more aroma, whiskey aroma, into this room. And now they call it whiskey. They exported it to Canada because the Canadian whiskey law is much weaker. They are allowed to add aromas up to 9% in volume in Canada. In the US or Great Britain or in mainland in Europe, you have to call it then whiskey liqueur. So have a look at the box. Since 1898, Mc Dowell. The brand itself, I think, was established or was created in 1968. And from this late appearance of the brand to this #1 position in the world, there's an awful lot of work, and congratulations. #1 Reserve whiskey blended with Scotch and selected Indian malts. There's also a single malt whiskey from Mc Dowells on the market in a green bottle. I wasn't able to get my fingers on it. I wasn't very interested in. I was interested in the world leader. International awards winner, 3 medals. Monde Sélection Bruxelles 2006. International Wine and Spirit Competition 2005, and this is an important medal because there you have always blind tastings. Reader's Digest, trusted brand. Trusted. You very often hear that there is a marriage family consisting out of 50 or 100 people, all dead because they drank bad alcohol on the wedding ceremony. But this alcohol is typically a homebrew, a moonshine. And there they did not look after the type of alcohol, and they got the methyl alcohol. Very bad. It's a poison, for a nervous poison, and you at first blindness, and shortly after you're dead. So they haven't looked after that, and then they are killed. So I was very happy that this bottle had a seal on it with a hologram on it showing India. What's here on this side? Mc Dowells #1 is savored the world over because of its great taste, smoothness, and exquisite aroma. The #1 Indian favorite is now enjoying in many countries. Somewhere in the world, it's always #1 time. 42.8 absolute by volume, 75 degrees proof, 1000 milliliter. And that's it. Distilled, blended, and bottled for United Spirits Limited, registered off at UB Tower, United Breweries Tower, 24th Whittle, Malya Road, Bangalore. But I think it's produced in Ponda, Goa, which is on the west coast of India, quite in the middle, few hundred miles south of Mumbai. So here we go. You can risk one eye. It was completely sealed, and there is a seal, an additional seal in it with a small bowl, so that you can't refill the bottle. This is quite important in India because of all this homemade moonshine. I've seen that at the Chivas bottles already, which were exported to South America. And they had this bowl also in it. And if you want to remove this seal for refilling the bottle, you lose it. So I'm quite sure that the content of the bottle is good. It's not poisonous if consumed in moderation. Yeah. Whiskey. And now there's something in behind. That's no whiskey, no. Like eucalyptus. It's more rum than whiskey. I do not like rum. No, not at all. So it switches over between whiskey and rum. quite strong, quite young, a little sharp, a little metallic. And part of it is whiskey and part not. No. From my personal point of view, it's no whiskey. Oh, like perfume. Yeah. This intense French perfumes, but not the expensive ones. Well, this whiskey isn't consumed for all the death aromas. This is consumed in high volume. Yeah. Whew. Thank you for watching Whisky.com. Stay tuned, there's more to come, and feel free to share this video with your friends.